What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show. And as we talk with Kenny White out in Vegas, our sharp, Kenny White's Power Ratings, and Reagan from R&R Cigar, I'm Mick Gillespie. This is our pregame to the pregame. This is our digital exclusive where we pick a game. We're going to pick two games this week just because we're getting to the point where we're down the stretch and everyone wants to talk about football. But thank you guys for being here and know that's what we're doing. Great to see you, Kenny White, out in Vegas. What's up, brother?
Hey, great time of year. It's nonstop work, but if you're a sports bettor, there's no better time than right now because you got college football going. You got the NFL if you like to bet that. You got NBA if you like to bet that, NHL. But the money is to be made right now in college football always, but college basketball, because everyone's paying attention to football right now, and the college basketball lines, there's some seriously bad numbers on the board.
I love to hear that, Reagan. Always great to see you. A little dark in the man cave tonight, but roll tide.
No, it's not a man cave. It's not a man cave. We're not emasculated men. Okay? Like, no, this isn't the wife lets you have a room in your house. I'm in a mansion. Okay? Not a man cave. Mansion.
All right. You are in the mansion.
That's on for a minute.
I got you.
You know, I'm trying to get the light going.
I'm not disagreeing. Look, you turn your lights on or you turn your lights off.
Turn on the light. Let's get light. There's light now.
Let's get right into the action because you were adamant about this game. You were adamant about this game, so I'm going to let you go first. Number 8, Alabama at Kentucky in Lexington, 11 a.m. That's the game we're covering here on the Tailgate Show. 11. Kentucky gets 11. Reagan, you start us off.
I mean, what do you think I'm going to say? I mean, we've been doing this for 10 weeks. I will think I will go with Alabama, and I will give up the 11. I don't think this one's going to be close. This one could be like 55-14. I just don't think Kentucky can slow down Alabama's offense. LSU sure couldn't. And I think Alabama's offense, like, God, I hope. I hope. This isn't on the radio, so I can say that.
You can say it on here.
But, God, I hope. I really hope that they don't go back to whatever they were doing before the LSU game. Because the LSU game was like –
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was cathartic. It's what I've been asking for like all season long. So, yeah, I think Alabama blows them out. I don't think Kentucky's able to score a whole lot. And I like Alabama in a blowout.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Reagan. I'm going to let Kenny go, and then I'm going to jump in. But I'm not disagreeing with you, Kenny.
You know, I heard Nick Saban say it's you get your guys up for 3 or 4 games a year, and that's about it, which kind of surprised me because I feel like some of these great coaches have their players up for every game, but I guess they really don't. But Alabama had that game circled. LSU was a big game of the year, and they played the perfect game. They played an A game. I don't know if they can do that 2 weeks in a row. Kentucky's 3 losses this year have been all against ranked teams. They lost to Tennessee at home by 6. They lost to Missouri at home by 17 in a game that was closer than that score, and they did get blown out at Georgia. But this is a good Kentucky team. They're well coached. I think the numbers is slightly too high. Alabama wins the game. They win by either 7 or by 10. I'm taking Kentucky plus the points. Home dog.
Take them like the home dogs. Look, I'm going with Reagan.
You're losing this week.
Yeah, I'm going with you, Reagan. I'm taking Bama.
Haircut, your fancy eyebrows, like we see it. Okay.
Hey, yeah, but Reagan, you got Mick on your side now.
Hey,
I'm going on with Reagan.
You're home dogging, and in the next game, it's raw dogging, baby.
Like the thing about Kenny is Kenny's Mr. Consistency. Reagan, you're on the heater right now, man. I'm going with you on this one because I'm with you, man. I just think this Alabama team, if they're winning a national championship, it's time to go in here and whoop their ass. And I think Alabama's going into Kentucky to whoop some ass. And that means they're going to win by more than 2 touchdowns. So 11 points. I have a respect for Mark Stoops and everything, but I'm with you, Reagan. I think they're going to cover that spread. and they're going to win that football game. All right, second game that we're going to talk about. Me up first, just because you guys did the first two. And this is the digital games. 2 digital games this week.
Speaking of getting it up.
Yeah, speaking of getting it up, right? I know you're going to go with Mr. Penix.
Don't steal my thunder.
I know. And you were adamant about us doing this game, Utah and Washington. Washington's got a tough test with Utah. 9.5 is a pretty big spread.
Oh,
I think Utah is going to cover the spread. I don't know if they're going to win the football game, but I'm taking the 9.5 in this football game. Reagan, I'll let you go and talk about your guy, Mr. Penix.
Listen,
I
could talk about Mr. Penix all day long. It's a great subject to talk about. I love it. It's so fun. Like, I mean, look, here's a little hooked on phonics. When it goes vowel, consonant, vowel, the first vowel is hard. So it is a hard Penix, okay? It's not Penix, grammar, phonics, Penix, okay? And we need to put some respect on Mr. Penix, okay? 9.5, no problem. At home in Seattle, no problem. There's no soaking going to be going on for these Utah people, okay? Penix is going in, all right? So I am here for it, all right? So, yeah, Washington minus 9.5.
Reagan with this pick. Kenny, can you give us something here to save us from?
We're definitely going to have I think we're going to have a new leader at the leaderboard at the end of this weekend. I'm going with the Utes. I'm going with Kyle Whittingham. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country, and his team has come along. Their quarterback has gotten better each week. He's not as good as Michael Penix, but he's good. He's good. He's good. And his team is low. Utah's defense. Utah has the better defense. That's one thing the Sharps talk about. You can get the team with the better defense plus points. You always got a good play. Washington probably wins the game, but I'll take the Utes plus 9.5.
Guys, I want to tell you this before we go into the radio portion of the show, and we'll talk about it there as well. But rnrcigars.com, promo code Bama Tailgate. You buy a box of cigars, it's like $200. You get free shipping and 20% off. It's a great deal. And you can get the same exact cigars that Alabama smoked when they won the game against Tennessee. And we've also got, which Reagan wanted to price at a reasonable $69, the R&R Cigars Victory Cigar Sampler. So make sure that you use Bama Tailgate to get that sampler as well.
Nice. It's nice.
At Reagan's price of $69, that is a steal of a deal. Just the price of $69, Reagan. I just appreciate everything you're doing there. All right, guys, when the music hits,
the monitor literally just died. So, like, I hope I'm still on.
You're on. You're here. We see you.
Okay,
we got you.
My screen is literally black.
Well,
right, so I have no idea what happened.
Oh, you're frozen, right?
My penis in my screen went black.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, you're frozen.
You are frozen, but we can hear you.
We can hear you. And we have your picture up.
Yeah. You're holding a cigar right now. Do we need to like pause, or can you just keep going like this?
I mean, dude, I'm like, this is like been the technical difficulties. It's all because Kenny decided that he wanted to get his hair did.
But look at him. Let's put him up. Like Kenny looks great. Like I appreciate a guy with a good haircut. I'm with you, Kenny. Like I'm going next Thursday. I'm getting mine. And Jake Coker today was like talking to me about haircut. I'm like, Jake, I'm getting it all cut off.
Got to do it.
There's only one guy I let do it. So when I get there,
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's the guy that does it.
You know, as long as we can hear Reagan, I think we're fine. His picture looks great. He's got a cigar in his mouth.
Are you ready?
It looks like he's real.
He does.
I am real. I'm a real boy.
All right, are we ready? Are we ready to move on to the real show?
Oh, do you want to? Oh, because you're right. We have to do the real show. I guess we could start over now.
No, yeah, I mean, like it's literally like I got to play the band music, and then that's what everyone's going to remember you guys on. They don't care about the video; all they care about is the audio,
Yeah.
because it plays across the state of Alabama. Are we ready to do it,
Yeah,
Reagan?
just keep going.
Reagan, this is the best you've ever been right here. I honestly, I like you holding your cigar like that. You actually look fantastic. So let's just do this
Can't
and
see
see.
me. I'm
Don't,
John Cena now, folks. You
yeah,
can't see me.
don't mess anything up, because honestly, it's fantastic. All right, guys, we're going. This is Saturday. Just know that Saturday across the state of Alabama right now. Guys, welcome back to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show as we talk about Alabama and Kentucky, 11 a.m. across the state of Alabama. We're covering it here on the original Bama Football Tailgate Show. It's time for our odds segment with our good buddy Kenny White from out in Vegas. He obviously comes on every week. You guys know about the power ratings, and Reagan from R&R Cigars. So we're going to pick some games, and before we do that, guys, as painful as it is for me and not as painful as it is for you guys, I got to put the standings up. There it is. Reagan and Kenny, some damn way, are tied at 18 and 12. And there I am at 10 and 20. I can't even believe this, but it's happening right now, which means this is a two-horse race down the stretch. We got this week, next week, and the next week, and it looks like we're going to have an SEC championship game. So we got some games to go, but congratulations to both of you guys for having just a fantastic season so far. And as we pick games, I want to remind you guys to go over to Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi, Philadelphia. It's less than 2 hours from Tuscaloosa. They got the Timeout Sports Lounge where you can go in there and make all your picks count, just like Kenny can anywhere in Vegas. That's our little chip of Vegas in Tuscaloosa, Pearl River Resort. All right, guys, let's get into this right now. Let's just go ahead and start. Michigan at Penn State. I'm going to start with you, Kenny. Tell us about the power ratings, and then give us what you think about this fantastic football game on at the same time as Alabama.
Yeah, thanks, Mick. Yeah, the power ratings right now, 5 sports I'm putting out every day. You get the updated power ratings, but it's not just about power ratings. You get the projections. I project the final score in every game that hasn't been played, not just this week in week 11. I've got the final scores for week 12, 13, 14, 15 in college football. The NFL, I have the final scores for every week 11 or week 10. This week coming up, all the way through week 18 of the season. NHL, NBA, college basketball, those numbers come out every day. That's $20 a month for all of that you get. It's a ridiculous value. I've got a lot of people from Alabama that have signed up, but so many people around the country are taking advantage of it. I'm having a great year in most of those sports too, so people are using it to make money every day. My pick, Michigan, Penn State. This is the first time Michigan's been in a competitive game. The smallest point spread they've been so far this year is 17. Every game they've walked into is going to be a blowout or a 3-score football game. Here we are. It'll be their first 1-score game of the year. Penn State has already played one. That was against Ohio State, but it was at the Horseshoe on the road. This Nittany Lion team is a much better team when they're playing in Happy Valley. I think this game is going down to the wire, and I think the Nittany Lions get the victory in this football game. They beat Michigan with all that stuff swirling around in Ann Arbor with the sign stealing gate. I think Michigan's going down this week.
Oh wow, that'd be a big one. All right, Reagan, there you are. What do you think?
I mean, come on. Michigan, does anybody actually think Michigan is a top 5 team in college football? I don't. Even with the sign stealing, they still look terrible. I mean, maybe they don't look terrible, but they've been beating like high school teams. So personally, I'm not in the Michigan bandwagon. I don't really like Harbaugh. It's hard to trust a man that drinks milk out in public when they're eating a steak. So I just not a big fan. I think this week is the week that James Franklin finally beats a big school for the first time. Yeah, I like, you guys love to talk about home dogs. Well, woof, 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 woof. I'm going to go with the home dog again this week with Penn State.
All right, thanks. Yeah, look, I'm going to lose probably, but I'm taking Michigan. I'm giving up the points. I'm tired of like James Franklin always being that guy like, hey, we're going to win this week. This is our week. And then it ends up not being the week for the Nittany Lions. I believe in him. I think he's a good coach, but I think Michigan covers the 5 and they win this football game. All right, guys, this was the toughest game that you're gonna deal with this week. It's a game that, Reagan, you didn't want to tangle with, and I know why. It's because Tennessee's at Missouri. It's a 1-point spread, and I'm going to let you go first. 1 point. Missouri, kind of the surprise team, or Tennessee, who's been building?
This one is really tough because I really don't like it. It's just like, hey, I mean, battle for mediocrity, right? Like what these two teams are middle of the pack SEC for some reason, whatever. But they're number 14. But would they win a whole lot of games? I don't know. Anyway, long story short, it is tough, and I do have to go with Missouri at home. Again, home dogs and all that. I think Missouri pulls it off. Tennessee just hasn't played well on the road under Josh Heupel. So he's just a letdown a lot of times with Heupel on the road. So give me Missouri. Go Tigers.
I'm with you, Reagan. I'm going with Missouri as well. Their running attack was great. The way that they played and stood up to Georgia on the road was impressive. I like Tennessee. I watch Tennessee. I pay attention to Tennessee, but I'm not sold that they're going to be able to go into Missouri and win this football game. They've dealt with injuries this year. I don't know what Joe Milton's going to show up. And so in this one, I'm going to go with you. I'm taking Mizzou, the home team, and give me the point. What do you think, Kenny?
Hey, we got team unity. We're all on Missouri. I think it's a great spot for them. Last year, Josh Heupel ran up the score 66-24 over Missouri. And again, these teams get up for so many games a year. This is what Missouri's going to get up for, especially coming off the Georgia game where they played Georgia toe-to-toe in the first half. But you know what happens when you play Georgia tough in the first half? Georgia shows up in the second half, and that's what happened. Nothing against Brady Cook. He was up against a great defense. He's an NFL quarterback. Joe Milton is not. So Missouri, better quarterback. They are 6-1 ATS, the Tigers, over their last 7 games. They are making people money. They're like an ATM machine. Just bet Georgia every week. Or Missouri every week.
Yeah, I got you. Kenny.
Hey, you know what? I bet Missouri over LSU, and they lost me money. So
that was the only one they lost, and that was late.
Yeah, and that was late. The one I bet on, Kenny. So that was the only one that matters.
So you were the guy that made them lose.
You made them lose. You're bad luck. All right, guys. You one more game. Okay, one more game. I'm going to put it up there. Ole Miss at UGA. And Kenny, I'm going to start with you because I want you to tell everyone how they can get the power ratings. They've seen what you are capable of on our show because you're consistently winning. Tell us about the power ratings and who you take it in this Ole Miss at Georgia game. 10.5. It's a pretty big spread for Lane Kiffin.
Sure is. Go to KennyWhiteSports.com. Really easy to get to. I named it that so I would remember the name of the website in case somebody asked me. KennyWhiteSports.com. Sign up for the power ratings. It's $20 a month. Again, you get all the power ratings for every sport, all the projections, win totals for NFL and college football. So you can go look and see how many wins I think your team has projected to finish the season up with. You get college basketball every day, which right now is the best betting sport there possibly could be going. There's a lot of great lines out there to bet. This one, I'm going with the dog. I'm going with Mississippi again, plus 10.5. Georgia is 9-0 this year, but they're 2-7 covering spreads. The line has caught up to them. They're just not running scores up like they used to. They don't have that type of team with their tight end out. Their offense isn't as dynamic. They do play Tennessee next, and if they beat Tennessee, they win the division, their side of the division. Mississippi has been good. They're 6-2-1 this year against the spread. These two teams haven't played for about 5-6 years. Mississippi has played the far better strength of schedule, number 9 in the country, and they're 8-1 playing that type of schedule. They are not going to be intimidated in this game.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Reagan, you're in.
Well, did Kenny pick Penn State too?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Me and Kenny are same, but different this week. I'm with you. Why didn't I just let Kenny do my spot I could have, it's like my screen went blank and then Kenny stole all my picks. So, I'm with Kenny. Ole Miss, $40 million lawsuit today. That's going to be fun to deal with. But yeah, I think, I think this is the type of offense that Pete Golding is really good against. No Brock Bowers helps. Ole Miss has played everybody pretty close this year too. Not really getting blown out. I mean, only loss is to Alabama, and that wasn't a blowout. So I just don't see, I don't see a 10-point win for Georgia or whatever the line is, because I can't see it on the screen because my computer's bad. But yeah, I think Ole Miss covers. And I think, it's a great season for Lane. And I really think that Ole Miss needs to win this game.
Be something if they did. Let me tell everyone this, Reagan. rnrcigars.com, promo code Bama Tailgate, 20% off and free shipping when you spend over $200 online. And then the other thing that we're promoting right now, which is really fun, is and you wanted this price, $69 for the R&R Cigars Victory Cigar Sampler. Yeah. And that's another thing that you get at BamaTailgate.com. Tell us about it.
Well, it's at rnrcigars.com, not BamaTailgate.com.
Yeah, Bama Tailgate promo code.
Yeah. You don't have to use the promo code for the sampler, but the sampler is $69 if you're just trying to get into cigars, or if you're a longtime smoker. We've got a great deal for you for $69. Very nice price, but it's got some of my favorite cigars. It's and includes the Victory cigar that Jenny Dell gave Nick Saban after the Tennessee game. So if you've been wanting to know what cigar Nick Saban was chewing on, here's your chance to get one. This is the only way you can get them currently unless you come to the store. So go to rnrcigars.com and type in Bama Tailgate for the sampler, or just spend $200 and use the promo code Bama Tailgate, or do both, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. And hopefully you enjoy a victory cigar after Alabama destroys Kentucky this weekend.
Great stuff, guys. Always awesome hanging out with you. And my pick is going to be Georgia. Ole Miss is going to get their ass kicked, and everyone will see that. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Bama Tailgate Show. We're going to be back. We're going to talk about Alabama and Kentucky. Thanks for being part of this. And don't forget, when we come back, we're going to really get into that. Games at 11 a.m. Roll Tide, everybody. Don't go anywhere.